Welcome everybody to the video that everybody's been waiting for. I've been having a little bit of a, you call it a writer's block, but it's more like a video block. I haven't really decided why I'm getting this, but I guess it's like a writer. You do so many novels or whatever, and you just get a little blockage going on. It is the middle of summer. The dog days of summer have definitely been upon us. We're gonna try some deep water action. Show you guys kind of what's going on with deep water stuff. I raised up my graph today so that way you guys can see maybe a little clearer on what's going on. When it's down here, it's hard to see. We're gonna paddle out to a point here. Let's see if we can, let me see if I can show you guys right now where the point's at. Right in the middle of the lake here, there's a big point that comes out. And there's some rocks on the end of that point. So this kind of goes for any lake that has points. You're just gonna wanna go out to the end of them and look, scan around them and see what's on the end of them. So we're gonna head up this point today. Obviously I've been here before, you can see all my waypoints. So we're gonna head over there right now. I will see you guys when we get there. Alright, well we got to our spot here, we're at the point. One thing you guys want to have is one of these marker buoys, or a couple of them. That'll help you a lot, doing deep water stuff. What I'm doing is I'm looking for where the end of this thing is, where it kind of drops off on all three sides. You want to kind of mark that and keep that spot, note that spot. So this is a good key to note that spot. Then that way when you're from your marker up to the shore, you know that that's the line that point runs. And we're in 15 feet right here. I mean, I know it's right up here, so I'm just going to go ahead and toss that guy out right there. So now that's going to drop down. We know that from that point on is where the boulders and the rocks are going to be at. Well, here, there's nothing. It's kind of no man's land. There's not really any structure or anything. So now my buoy stopped. And we're in about, that buoy's in about 14.5 feet of water. So I know from there to there it gets shallow. Now we're already starting to come up, see? But you can't see it, I'm sure, but bingo, right there. 12.5 feet right there. Just comes straight up. So what I'm gonna do, we're just gonna throw that out like that. The big worm. What we're going to do is just work this point up and down across these boulders, across this boulder field. Dragging that worm across the bottom. I'm already in 10 feet, and there's a big rock underneath me, so there's probably a big fish laying there on the bottom. Now it's starting to drop back down again, so we're right on the tip of the point is right there. So this is a good spot. I threw the marker in a good spot. So now we're just going to work it back and forth. We're going to throw over the point, come back this way. Throw over the point and come back this way. They could be on that side or they could be on this side, depending on where they're at. So we're just going to keep working it. See what happens. I just had a bite. Busy turning my camera on before I can set the hook. Throw back down here and see what happens. I'm throwing basically right on top of the point. There's a good wind coming this way, so it's hard to get over all the way across to the other side. When you're doing this, when you cast out in deep water, you want to give your line plenty of slack, so that way it drops, your lure drops straight down where you're casting on. If you keep it tight, it's going to do like a grandfather clock, and it's going to pendulum your lure like this, and it's going to bring it back towards you. So you want to give it plenty of line. Buoy's still right out here, casting along this point. Not a very big one, but fish is a fish. So there's fish number one on a deep water spot. Now I got another one on here. It's not very big, probably about the same size as the last one. But just goes to show you, they're out here. You just gotta be patient, drag your lure across the bottom, and you will have a good day on the water. Let's see if we can get a bigger one after we let him loose. Just a little guy. He's looking awfully skinny. He hasn't fed much. I'm sure he really wanted that worm. Now we got a decent one on. Now we got a nice one on here. You can see I'm in, if you're watching my graph, I'm in 13 feet. I caught him in about 10. Caught her. This is going to be a nice fish. Oh, this is a nice fish. You just to make sure you got. Oh yeah. Oh man, this one's got some shoulders. This one's got some shoulders. What do you think about that one? There you go. Chunky. Nice big deep water fish. Nice one on here. We're about 8 feet. Found out these fish are kind of, they're more sitting right now, they're sitting on top of this point. And about, I don't know, 6 feet of water, 6 to 8 feet of water. Ooh. I don't know. Give me a bath. There we go, a nice fat chunky one. We switched to the jig. It seems like they kind of want the jig more. The three lures that I use the most deep water fishing is a jig, a worm, a big 10-inch worm, and a crankbait. So far tonight the crankbait hasn't really been producing. I tried throwing that for a little bit. That wasn't working. The worm, I got a few, got a nice one on the worm, but the jig is caught the most so far. I think that they want the jig. It's got the most frequent anyways, so we'll keep throwing that around. Well, we got another one here. This might be the last one for the night. Picked up a jig and started pitching a jig around instead. Not a bad one. The biggest thing to remember is just be patient and work it, just bouncing around the bottom and find those points. This is a really long fish, but he's really skinny. Find those points, find those weed lines, and just fish the edges of them. Fish the outside edges of them, and you guys will have success. This will probably be one of my last ones. It's starting to get late here, and I just got off of work for the day, and I hope you guys enjoyed this little segment. There we go. Yeah. Cool. Alright guys, I will see you on the next video. We got some new equipment at the house, so we can do some new videos. Try to get rid of this writer's block or video block that I have of making videos. And yeah, we'll be in touch. Thank you for tuning in, and as always, remember to stay classy.